Now, Creighton head coach Greg McDermott will start with a statement, then we'll take questions.
You know, the game was very similar to the one we played in Omaha. You know, it was outside of their barrage of threes to start the game over there. You know, really their barrage of threes came at the end today. You know, they're a team that's been struggling shooting the basketball. We played some percentages, and obviously they made us pay for that. And you know, we weren't our best offensively. Got a little sloppy at times, which isn't like us. But you know, Northern Iowa got us to play the game at the tempo they wanted to play at, and they've been able to do that twice. That's a credit to them.
Questions?
Coach, on your end, did you get the shot that you wanted there on that three?
Well, you got a relatively good look at the three. You know, we ran a couple different plays, and they did a good job defending them. And Antoine's instructions were, if it breaks down, get the ball. And Antoine's good with that little step back. It's a shot that he's had in his repertoire for a long time. And he had a big shot, and you know, then obviously James made a bigger shot going the other direction. You know, he did what you wanted to do. Normally, you want a guy to go left in that situation and not allow him to go with his right hand to get into that shot. You know, we didn't have any timeouts left, so we couldn't really set a defense. So you know, we had a big shot to give ourselves a chance. They had a big shot to win the game, and it you know, came down to one possession. Just a heck of a basketball game.
Was there, when you say you guys were all sloppy offensively, credit to their defense? Or?
I thought we were stagnant, in particular, to start the game. We scored on 4 of our first 16 possessions, which isn't like us. I just thought we were a little slow getting into our ball screens. Our movement away from the ball wasn't what it needed to be. And then once we settled down, to end the half, I think we scored on 10 of our last 13 possessions in the first half. So we got into a better groove. Antoine got into the teeth of the defense. And, you know, let's face it, we had some pretty open shots from the perimeter that we didn't make. You know, because from a rebounding standpoint, we dominated the game. Second chance points, we dominated the game. Just you and I hit some really big shots at critical times.
What about, you know, Young? I think he had a season high 21 the first time. He does it again. He's just good at taking advantage of what they're trying to do against.
Yeah, they're not really guarding him. They're going under ball screens, and they're deep ball screens, so he's getting to 15, 17 feet. He's a senior. He's been in this league a long time. You know, you do that, he'll beat you, and he almost did it again.
Talk about the double teams and the defense they played against Doug tonight.
You know, it wasn't anything we didn't expect. I thought Doug's patience was good. You know, obviously he gets 18 and gets 12 boards to go with it. So, you know, he and Gregory, I thought, were active around the basket against some of their switches and took advantage of some of that. But, you know, we just needed some offense from somewhere else. We got Antoine and Doug were good. Gregory, you know, got a few baskets for us, but our wings didn't score for us tonight like they normally do. You know, it's just one of those nights. You play 25 games, they're not all going to be perfect, and you hope when you're not perfect that you find a way to gut one out, and we almost found a way to get this one into overtime. But all the credit goes to you and I. They played a great basketball game. They played us great twice. They've controlled the tempo better than anybody has on us all year. And we won a close one, and they won a close one.
Matt, you haven't, first time you lost since late December. You hung 102 on Illinois State last time out. Is there any teaching moment you can take from this, or just maybe a reminder that, hey, you know, it's going to be tough the rest of the way out?
You know, as I told the team, this group of guys have done an unbelievable job of learning through our success and improving as we've been successful, and that's rare in this day and age. Usually, when your back's being patted all the time, you're not as apt to listen to the things that are going wrong and trying to fix them. And this group has not been that way at all. And all I asked them is we need to approach defeat in much the same way that we've approached victory. We got to look at it. We got to figure out what went wrong, what we can fix, what we did well, and then put it in the rearview mirror and get ready for the next one. Because we go to Evansville Tuesday, we host Wichita Saturday. So this was the start of a big week for us.
2 more.
6-point lead for you and I. There was about 5 minutes left. It's not a real big lead, but with as tight as this game was, how tough was it to erase that?
Well, we went to some zone, and the zone paid dividends for us for a couple possessions, and then the zone probably ended up costing us at the end. So, you know, they're shooting 2 free throws the rest of the way. We had some guys with 4 fouls. We were concerned about that, so we went to the zone simply because you and I's been struggling. I think they've been a 30% three-point shooting team the last 5 games. So, you know, I'm a guy that plays the numbers a lot, and this afternoon didn't work for me.
What were you trying to get on that last shot, on your last shot?
We had several options. We had Ethan coming off. We had Doug coming off a little pin down, and then, you know, but they switched it. They were aggressive, but, you know, and I wasn't surprised. When you got a team that's as good defensively as you and I, and you're in that situation, especially when you've used your last time out, they're probably going to take away option 1, 2, and 3, and you're going to have to go to something else. And, you know, fortunately, Antoine made a great play, at least gave us a chance.